Hello, everybody, and welcome to This Week in Video Games, episode number 7. I am here, Michael Ludden, with my lovely co-host, Andrea Renee, as usual.
Hello, everybody. You know what we realized is that we're both wearing Nintendo shirts today.
It's Mario versus Donkey Kong. That's what's going on right now.
I think that'd be a pretty even battle.
Yeah, what? Donkey Kong always wins.
I know, but Mario has special powers.
If we were talking like Super Mario Sunshine Mario, yeah, you're right. If it's just like the little Mario that jumps over barrels and dies every time a barrel hits him.
Would crush.
That's right. So today we got a lot going on. We got a bonus points segment towards the end of the show that Derek, our producer, is going to come on and give to us. Andrea's also got an exclusive look at Konami behind the scenes. We also have a press start segment telling you what we're gaming on right now. And we have all the latest video game news as usual. But right now, we got to do another showdown now. And now Andrea begged me. Yeah, that's right. It's exploding. Andrea begged me for another opportunity to rematch us mano-a-mano.
Okay, I don't like the use of the word begged.
Well, that's what they told me to say.
I politely asked for a rematch because I've been beaten now, what is it, 3 times in a row?
That is
Which
true.
I might say was not my fault because they picked 2 first-person shooters in a row.
Okay, and I have to say, I know what we're going to play already. I'm not going to out it right now, but we heard a little bit of the music. I don't know if you guys caught that at the beginning of the show. It came up, and I know what it is. And I know in advance that there is an opportunity for cheating here because your character can be way more leveled up than mine. I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there.
Well, I think we can pick them so they're at the same levels.
Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see if we're just starting. I think I've already caught it, but okay, let's do this.
Okay.
Yes, it is Castle Crashers.
Yeah.
I love this game.
Shazam! And I'm going to try my hardest not to swear because apparently that's a problem of mine. When
I don't even have my controller
yet. But since I'm
yet.
going to be winning, I won't be swearing.
Okay, cool. So we can
we're both
choose.
We're both at level 1.
Yes. I want to be this guy. I like Frosty Dude.
All right, Frosty Dude. I'm the fire guy.
Okay.
I love
Fire
this
and
game.
Ice.
If you guys have never played Castle
Melee.
Crashers, it's on XBLA. It's a really fun game. It came out a couple years ago. And it's really just a really simple game. It's lots of fun. Now we're doing an arena deathmatch here.
Okay. Whoa.
Come here.
Come on. You get to die. What? What? Oh no, you didn't.
Oh,
wow.
We both got hit by the cat.
Didn't even notice the cat. Yeah! This game is one of the greatest games. Has anybody played Alien Hominid in the chat room? You get to die immediately. Oh no.
You hit yourself.
You hit yourself. Ah!
Bitch.
Oh, you gotta be kidding. You're resilient. Oh.
No, I can't die.
What? Oh, oh no. What? Oh no. This is getting intense. I don't know if you guys can tell behind the scenes. We are like clicking like crazy. Nobody wants to lose. Nobody wants to lose.
I'm going to beat you. No. No.
Yes.
No. How's it even possible? How is that possible? I beat you.
Okay.
No.
Okay. That was really good. That was really close. Oh my gosh.
That's not even like there was this.
What happened to the hat? We need to have the hat.
I'm refusing to wear this.
What?
I'm refusing. I did not lose. There was one blow away. I don't even know what to say. I'm so angry.
All right, you can refuse the hat. But can I give you something
else? I knew I was gonna win
else?
this one, and you still beat me. Does this mean I suck at video games?
Yeah, I don't know what to give you. I got nothing. All right,
okay,
whatever.
well, we don't have the hat in the studio anyway. So I will make good that I will wear it at some point. Unfortunately, we dropped the ball. We didn't bring the hat in the studio today.
Oh my goodness.
But at least I was like,
That was
literally,
intense.
I almost had you.
We were going at it.
If we had done a best of 3, I would have beat you.
Really?
I'm just saying.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so that was a showdown. I just needed one more chance. We do have some people lined up for the Live Gamer Showdown. Of course, we've been asking you guys to send us your submissions to videogames@thisweekend.com. If you guys want to play us live in the showdown on our show here at This Week in Video Games, please send us your gamer tag info or your friend code if you want to play us in a Wii game, because we do have to play online with you, so we can't do that unless we have that necessary information. So don't forget, Showdown, if you want to play, videogames@thisweekend.com.
And right now, we are going to lead off with what we're playing right now. And I believe you have a couple of kind of cool games that you're playing.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited about both of them. You guys probably have heard of Lego Harry Potter years 1 through 4. We're going to pull up some gameplay footage here. It's
Nice.
the latest in the line of the Lego series. You may have played Lego Batman or Lego Indiana Jones or some of the other Lego games. But this one was probably the best reviewed, and it's really, really fun. What's really cool about this game is it's co-op. So for the first, I believe for the first 2
Who is
years.
that big guy?
That is the troll. This is from the year 1. This scene is when the
okay.
troll is in the ladies' bathroom.
Okay, yeah.
And you have to go and rescue Hermione.
Nice.
So you get to play the troll. There's a number of characters and bosses and things like that are from the original story. And it's really fun. You go around collecting Lego pieces and you build things with your magic wand.
Totally.
And
All of them are kind of
It's
fun.
just really neat. Like, and you get to go through Hogwarts. And if you're a fan of Harry Potter, then you'll definitely have to try out Lego Harry Potter. So it's cool. Love it. And another thing that I'm playing on when I'm not obsessed with Lego Harry Potter is Split Second. I don't know if you guys have played this. It's a new racing game. It's really fun. What's cool about
It
this
looks
game?
awesome. I love that you explode stuff.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of Burnout Revenge, which is one of my all-time favorite racing games. What you do is you race through, of course, around these different tracks, and you build up your drifting and drafting power. That's that little meter underneath the car. And then you get to trigger these explosions to take down the other vehicles that you're racing against. And you can also, like it says, you can open routes, like later on in the footage, you can crash helicopters, construction cranes, airplanes,
That's
all these
awesome.
kinds of things you can put in the path of the people that you're racing against. See, it says A to trigger. So you trigger all these different kinds of explosions that happen. So it's a really fun game, and we have a news story actually about this game coming up later on in the news segment, but that's what I've been playing on right now.
Well, that's interesting. I, too, have been playing on some things, and one of them is mediocre and the other is great. The first is Crackdown 2. I have been playing Crackdown 2, and I was instantly disappointed because it is really not at all graphically impressive. It's exactly like the first one. I mean, it's cooler in some ways because, you know, it's the difficulty level is a little harder, but it's still ridiculously easy. It's fun. I like the whole bravado of the guy who's talking to you. He's like, you need to get your ass out there, and you know, it's fun. It's like over the top, little cheesy, just fun. It's all based around multiplayer, really. But actually, the first one was a little better. It was a bit of a disappointment. And the second game I am playing right now, and I will probably be playing for some time because it takes forever, is Final Fantasy 13. So this game, I actually was really impressed because it really modernizes the Final Fantasy franchise. Until now, they've had a lot of legacy stuff, and they still do, where, you know, a lot of the, like, your characters don't exist in the real world. They don't actually follow you around until you're in a battle. But in this one, it's a lot more seamless. Instead of having to go up to everybody, click A to talk to them and stuff like that, they just chat next to you. You hear them in the background. It's a lot more, it's really over-the-top Japanime style stuff. Everybody's all decked out and really pretty, and you know, there's all that stuff going on, as is true in every Final Fantasy game. But the story's actually interesting. If you can kind of look past the fact that even though they're fighting a war and they're supposedly really poor, they're all like fit supermodel people, then, you know, the story's actually kind of interesting. It's one of the more interesting Final Fantasy stories.
Well, it's a video game. They're allowed to be pretty people.
Yeah, it's true, and that's a style, you know. I like it to be a little more like representative of what it's talking about. You know, it's this floating city called Cocoon, and they're saying that everything on this planet is evil, and so these people have lived here and there's this massacre. It's really kind of darker stuff. But anyway, I like it. It's fun. I'm gonna beat it, see what it's all about. But right now we gotta get to the gaming news of the week, and we actually have a breaking story. This just in, There was a press conference held last night where they revealed Bioshock Infinity. If we could, let's just roll the trailer of this game. Yep, sucks to be him. But the big reveal, obviously, is that they've been working on it for 3 years and haven't breathed a word of it. And also the fact that it's a floating city in the sky, not underwater. Apparently, the political underpinnings are even more like entwined with the gameplay this time. It takes place in a specific time period. Couldn't keep all that information in my head, but I'm really excited about this because I loved the first Bioshock. The second one, I really felt was kind of a retread, as much as they did a bunch of new things, but the first one was like a revelation, and I'm really excited about this game.
Yeah, I was reading, obviously the trailer is really cool. I was reading a little bit about this online, the press release, because it was really under, like you said, lock and key. It's supposed to be set in 1912, like post-Civil War America. And as you can
1812 or 1912?
1912. Civil War was like in the later half of the 1800s. Yeah. So, I mean, this is like 30, 40 years past Civil War, roughly. I'm not a historian, so...
Yes, I know, Lons. 1912 would be post-Civil War. I'm just saying, think more of that around the time that World War I was about to start.
So it's going to be... It looks really, really cool, so I'm excited.
Everybody in the chat room is dissing me because I said 1812 or 1912. I know when the Civil War was.
So, but they say it's going to be scheduled for a 2012 release, so we do have quite a ways to go. So I'm sure there'll be a lot more news and clips and screenshots and things to follow.
Yeah. But it's like post-Civil War the way right now is post-World War II. Yeah. So anyway, sorry, that's my little defense because everybody in the chat room was like,
it's all right. They don't hate you.
Anyway.
All right, another really big news story, you guys, that we have this week is Assassin's Creed Brotherhood multiplayer beta. It's coming for PS3 on September 13th. Now, we have some gameplay footage from the, well, this is kind of more like a trailer for the multiplayer. Ubisoft and GameStop announced that those who pre-order the game for PlayStation 3 at the retailer, at GameStop that is, will earn access to an assassination-themed multiplayer beta. Ubisoft says that the beta, which hits on September 13th, will give gamers a first look and feel for the game's new multiplayer component. It'll also act as a final stress test on Ubisoft servers. And additionally, the publisher says that there are only a limited number of beta slots available and tokens will be handed out on a first-come, first-served basis. But if you guys have already pre-ordered Brotherhood, you can bring in your receipt to any GameStop beginning on August 9th, so that was a couple days ago, to exchange it in for beta tokens. So if you've already pre-ordered Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, you should bring your receipt to your local GameStop and get your beta code because it looks sweet. I love Assassin's Creed.
I've tried to love both of them, and I get halfway through and I get incredibly bored with it.
Really?
Yeah, really. By the way, in that trailer, if you were playing multiplayer, why would you ever be walking along the street for someone just to backstab you? Why would you ever just be like, dude, nobody's coming after me? I think it's hilarious in the trailer that like that's an actual player in multiplayer just walking along the street.
Well, sometimes you just, in open world, you like to just go for
hanging
a
out.
stroll. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but the full title, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, is going to be available in stores everywhere, November 16th.
Yeah, fair enough. But more importantly, there was a new hero, like Guitar Hero, and Band Hero and DJ Hero released. This hero is called Vuvu Hero. I don't know if you guys know about the Vuvuzelas that were played during the World Cup, but now you too can participate in all the joy of obnoxiously loud instruments. So let's get the sound up on this. Make sure it's cranked up. And let's see, which one do you want to play, Andrea? A Glorious Dawn?
Oh no.
I Wish There Were Still Dinosaurs?
Yes, that sounds perfect.
Okay, I Wish There Were Still
Tetris
Dinosaurs.
on the toilet.
So you
What
literally
is this
just
game?
play your space. You just, oh, it's up all the way, yeah. Well, even if we don't have sound, it basically just sounds like, look, this one just literally doesn't have the vuvuzela in it. Oh, here we go.
Oh my gosh, and there's bees, and there's a beehive.
Okay, we get the picture.
Is there just one note
There's
there?
just one note, and it's the annoying sound. So look that up. You can just look up Vuvu Hero on Google, and you can play it yourself and hear the annoying sounds. We're actually doing you a favor by sparing you the most annoying sound in the universe by not playing that.
That is absolutely ridiculous, but hilarious at the same time. So if you are at work and you need a break,
it said,
I guess
when I
you
lost
should
it,
look up Vuvu Hero.
Totally. When I lost, it said epic fail. That was
Nice.
very,
Fantastic.
very kind.
All right, moving on, you guys. Here, another big news story of the week. Billy Mitchell. Do you guys know who he is? Yes, he is the original King of Kong. He is once again champion of Donkey Kong. You might know that Steve Wiebe did knock him off of his original title, and then, of course, there were multiple people who surpassed even Steve Wiebe's score.
Wow.
But now, when was this? This was at the IBGHOF. Yes, that's a mouthful. They had just had a big bang celebration last week in Iowa, and it let Mitchell return to the top spot in Donkey Kong with a whopping score of 1,062,800 points. Now, this is footage, you guys, from King of Kong: A Fistful of Quarters, the documentary about it. If you guys have not seen the movie, by the way,
Does he still have a haircut like that?
No.
Please tell me he does.
He still wears those ties, that's for sure.
Wow.
So he reset the top score, and he's like, you know what? It's not enough that I get the top score at Donkey Kong. I'm going to get the top score at Donkey Kong Jr. 2.
Whoa.
Yeah. So
That's
he
crazy.
is, once again, on top of Donkey Kong.
That's impressive. So this is
You don't really seem that impressed. What, were you not an original Donkey Kong fan?
No, I like it. I mean, it's great. I think that the people who dedicate their lives to this, I mean, have you seen parts of the documentary?
I've seen the whole
It's
documentary.
really kind of sad. It's really
really
kind of
think
sad.
so?
The lives of, yeah.
You know, he has a quote in the trailer that says, if you want to be written into the history books, you have to make sacrifices.
But honestly,
What
he's spent his life
sacrifices have you
playing.
made?
Well, yeah, but he's spent his life playing Donkey Kong.
But now he goes down in the history
Now he's
books
gonna
as
be a
being
line
the
in a
best
history
Donkey
book.
Kong player ever.
But his whole life spent. Like
Well, at least
he
he
gets
has
a line in a history book.
At least he has something to show for it, I guess.
I suppose if that's the way you're thinking about life, then yeah.
What are the history books going to say about Michael Ludden?
Oh, I shudder to think. I won't be here, so it's okay. Okay, so moving on, the Madden NFL license will be wide open for developers. This, according to a Kotaku interview with Peter Moore, the head of EA Sports, former head of Microsoft's game divisions, or Microsoft's Xbox, says that once the license is over, chances are it's going to be wide open. Whether it's us or somebody else, somebody's going to have an exclusive license. I hope it's somebody else, because 2K, you need to get back in this gaming business, because about the time that Madden became exclusive, which was about, I think, 10 years ago or something, 2K was making better football games than Madden, and they just locked them out, and EA was making, EA was making terrible Madden games. There needs to be competition. I don't like that there's going to be that he's saying there's going to be another exclusive license. I think there need to be two competing ones, like there are in basketball, because they just one-up each other, and we benefit.
Well, have you played the new Madden NFL 11?
It's great, but you know what? Those graphics should be way more photorealistic than they are, even in the new Madden by now. I know that's going to be controversial.
So?
Yes.
You think it needs to be more realistic?
If Backbreaker were granted an exclusive, an official license with NFL, I know it's not that great of a game, but it's a great first start. Even in the first iteration of an unlicensed NFL game, Backbreaker has in certain places better graphics than Madden NFL. The first one, and this is like their 12th try. The thing is, if you have no competition, you're not going to improve that much. You're going to do a roster update, you're going to add some features, you're going to update the graphics a little bit. It's still the same antiquated engine. We need some like turnover, you know?
Well, have you played the version for the Wii?
The Madden 11 version?
No, not the 11, the Madden 10 for the Wii.
I have.
They have some really fun games that you can play.
It's just cartoony. They just
It is
simplified it.
but that's part of the fun of it, is that it's a little less realistic, a little more cartoony. At least for me, anyway.
They're not. Thank you, Lon. Michael Eden, champion of Castle Crashers. Where?
He's not the champion, Lon.
Oh yeah, that's the history books. That's where the history books are
He
gonna.
squeaked by.
It's
Can
true.
I say squeaked by?
I'm not gonna lie. I did squeak by, but I will take it. I will take it. It's what you do on game day that matters.
Can we please play Guitar Hero next week, for the love of God? Please, so I can crucify him at something.
Can we play on medium?
No, we're playing on hard or expert, and that's the bottom line.
All right.
Okay?
All right.
Okay. All right.
That's all I have to say about Madden.
Okay, enough about Madden. Moving on to our next news story. Microsoft's Kinect understands sign language? This is a graphic that was released last week, you guys, from the patent that Microsoft has put out for Kinect. Because obviously when you have some technology as exclusive as the Kinect is, you want to have all of your ducks in a row with your patent, information.
These days.
So if what my news story here says is that as the patent shows, Kinect can supposedly recognize American Sign Language, as well as read lips and even single out individual fingers and toes on a person's body. Now this is some demo footage from what Kinect can do. Now, what this means is that Microsoft has not made an official announcement saying that Kinect is going to be able to interpret ASL when it's launched, this fall. But the possibility is that the patent is that with this patent information is that this is something that they're going to develop later on down the road, and they wanted to make sure that they had the exclusive, rights to develop the ASL interpretation, which I think is really cool. I mean, obviously, if you guys have read anything about the Kinect, you know that it's also voice activated. Not only can you use your body motions.
Love yelling at the Xbox.
Yelling at the
Xbox, stop.
Well, it's kind of a cool thing. So if you're like sitting on your couch and you're like watching a movie and you're like, Xbox, pause.
Yeah.
And then you want to like reach out and scratch your butt or something.
So Microsoft killed this rumor according to PC Nerd 37. I don't know what kind of reliable source he is, but well, we should check into that because maybe they killed the rumor.
PC, he's a reliable source. I did not actually read that story, so
no, I believe him. I'm just saying.
If you can put up that link, that would be fantastic.
Put that up there, PC Nerd. We'll believe you. Oh, wow, that was quick.
So, okay, I guess Microsoft has been refuting this.
There we go.
Which is
that
kind
would
of
have
sad,
been cool.
because I thought it would have been cool
my
for
thought was that it would have
ASL
been
speakers everywhere.
Yeah, that's true, but I think it would have been just really frustrating for him. Like, you're trying to do your thing. I'm not going to pretend like I know sign language. I'll just look like an idiot. But, you're trying to do your thing, and then you got to do it like 8 times, and it thinks you said, turn off the system, and you said, because it's got to articulate all 10 of your fingers and then find the position of your hand. I know it does your skeleton, but to do all 10 of your fingers in addition, that'd be tough.
I believe there's like 48 points around the human body that it can recognize.
Does it include all of your fingers?
No, it does not include individual fingers. I got to test it at E3, and it was not that precise. I mean, it was cool, but it wasn't like.
I hope Kinect just doesn't suck. I really hope it doesn't suck. Please, Microsoft, just bake this thing fully before you release it. Because if it's like buggy and slow, it's like, oh, that was a cool idea, but a terrible implementation, as so many Microsoft products have been. Not Windows 7, though. Moving on. We have a sponsor.
Oh my gosh, it's a sponsor. We love these people at Gazelle.com. If you guys aren't familiar, we're going to pull up their website here. This is Gazelle.com. Do you have an old cell phone that still works that's sitting in your closet? Maybe you have an old Xbox 360 arcade or an old DSi. Any kind of gadgets that you have laying around the house, laptops, digital cameras that you're not using.
An old iPhone that you traded in for an Evo 4G.
Right. Instead of being dust collectors, they could be cash in your pocket. you guys can go onto this website. What you do is they have like a little questionnaire that you fill out, what the condition is, do you have all the existing cables and parts and things, and then they give you an estimate about how much it is worth. And what's really cool about our partnership with Gazelle is that if you use the promo code TWI5, and we will be posting that on our page, TWI5, that's the letters TWI and the number 5, you will get a 5% bonus on your final trade-in value of your items. The average customer makes, it says, about more than $100 every time they Gazelle their gadgets. Over 100,000 people have already used Gazelle to safely rid themselves of unwanted gadgets and earn some cash while doing it. So if you've got lots of stuff sitting around the house and you want to make some money so you can buy new games coming out, which you know you do, lots of new games are coming out in the next couple of months, you guys, and those games aren't cheap. We all know that.
So Andrea, I can trade in anything? For cash?
Well, not anything.
Oh.
You might not be able to get rid of that Mario t-shirt.
What? This is a great t-shirt.
It's mainly
a gadget.
It's mainly just electronics, you guys. And I do have to mention that our promo code is not good for media. That's movies and games. But it is good for large items like laptops. If you have an old laptop you want to upgrade, instead of recycling it, you can get money for it on Gazelle. Gazelle it.
I'm excited about Gazelle. Gazelle.com. But I'm also excited about Andrea's exclusive interview and walkthrough behind the scenes at Konami.
Yes! I've been really excited about this for a while. I have a good friend at Konami in the PR department, and I told him, I said, hey, This Week in Video Games wants to come and check out some of your new stuff coming up, and he said, sure, come on by. So I went down to their offices over near the water in El Segundo, Manhattan Beach area, and I got to take a behind-the-scenes exclusive look at one of their 25th anniversary titles. Do you guys remember a game called RushNAttack? That's right, it came out in 1985, way back in the day.
Russians?
Yes, well, it's a play on words, RushNAttack. It was about the Cold War era gaming where you were kind of like this spy and you go through and kill guys, and your main weapon is a knife. Like, that's all you have is a knife to
Story
kill
of my
people
life.
with. Yeah,
you know?
right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and roll my interview. I got to talk to Andy. He is one of the producers on this game. So sit back and enjoy my behind-the-scenes exclusive Konami interview. Hey everyone, it's Andrea Renee for This Week in Video Games, and I am here at the Konami offices for a behind-the-scenes exclusive look at some of their upcoming titles. So come on, let's get to it. I'm here at the Konami offices with Andy Pan, one of the producers here at Konami, to talk about RushNAttack Expatriates. Andy, this game came out, the original, 25 years ago. I mean, this is nuts. Why did you guys decide to do another installment?
Well, yeah, you know, everything is going through this 80s revival right now, and you know, RushNAttack was a product of the 80s. It came out on the original on the arcade in 1985, and then on an NES in 87. So it's been 25 years. This is the 25th anniversary of RushNAttack. Now, we've seen a lot of pop culture revival in the 80s with like Karate Kid and, you know, 18 to Summer on the movies. So it's only fair, I think, that we bring that back into the stream of consciousness and revisit some of the good old times that we had with this game.
So for all of our viewers out there who are not familiar with the original RushNAttack, can you explain to them what the game is all about and back when it first came out, you know, what the gameplay was like?
Sure. The original game was a 2D, you know, side-scrolling, really close-quarter combat game. It's basically you're this guy, one special operative with a knife, and you're going in against an overwhelming number of, like, enemies, and it was extremely hard, extremely punishing, but, you know, people seem to take a liking to it, so...
So tell me everything that I need to know about this new game that you guys have put out for 25th Anniversary Edition.
So, you know, with the RushNAttack game, we were still sticking to the core concept of you're this lone ranger type of guy, and he has his knife. Now, there's a whole story behind it, but throughout the game, it's still the core main core combat of fighting against enemy overwhelming odds with just a knife.
Is this going to be a single player, or are you guys going to have a multiplayer option?
We're currently focusing on a single player experience.
Okay, well, I mean, when you're out there fighting, you're going to be solo, right? You're not going to have your homeboys with you.
So one of the things that we did, in addition to keeping the traditional core experience of knife-to-knife combat, is we added a little bit of depth. So if you choose, you can choose to go into sort of a stealth style of combat, which involves in sneaking up on enemies. You can also use the environment and hide in an environment and ambush enemies as they walk by the doors. In the game, when you're fighting, occasionally you can trigger these really camera zoom-ins of a cool counter move or like a execution combat move. And you have to be very careful about not being surrounded. So I just left a pile of bodies thrown on the ground.
Well, Andy, thank you so much for showing me RushNAttack X Patriot. It definitely looks like an amazing update from the classic game, 25th Anniversary Edition. When can all my viewers expect to get this game?
So we're shooting for a fall release on Xbox Live Arcade and PlayStation Network. We haven't announced the price point yet, but it's a fall release. And, definitely we hope you like it. It's a great game that if you remember the great experience you had with the old game, we took it out of the closet, blew off the dust, gave it a new coat of paint and some new tune-ups, and I think you'll like the experience.
Fantastic. You heard that, guys, just in time to ask for Christmas. Well, I'm Andrea Renee for This Week in Video Games, and you just saw our behind-the-scenes exclusive at Konami. Awesome!
That was sweet.
Now, I wanted to apologize for the, I know some of the gameplay footage was a little grainy, but I assure you that if you get the demo from the XBLA or PSN, that you will see that it's actually really cool. It's really fun, like the way that you can hide in corners, you can hide in the ceiling tiles.
That is cool. That is
and
cool.
while your knife is your primary weapon, again, like he said there are going to be extra weapons in this game.
It looks a little bit like Shadow Complex. That's the first game that comes to mind.
What's really interesting is that I asked him, I said, what do you think this game would remind people of? And he said, Shadow Complex.
Well, he's right, apparently, at least with me.
I do want to let you guys know that we also did talk about another game. I'm not going to reveal what that game is until later on in the week, but next week on our next show, I'm going to have part 2 of my Konami behind the scenes, and this one's really fun too.
Yes, good times. But right now, do you guys like Mega Man? Because I do. And so does DeviantArt artist, wow, Suzuran. So let's throw up this image. This is the full image, right? And then we're going to zoom into the specific images because this is a Mega Man universe mock-up. If every character that Capcom has were sort of Mega Man and 8-bit-ized. So I want to challenge you guys. If you go to suzuran.deviantart.com, suzuran.deviantart.com, and tell us what all these characters are, you will be our next live gamer on the Showdown. And you will also get a lot of credit for being incredibly nerdy and knowledgeable
Street cred.
at the same time.
I was looking. I have no idea.
There's so many characters in there,
are.
so many. This guy's so talented. So go to suzuran.deviant. Like
there we go. We got that title up there on the screen
nice,
for you.
Nice.
So
go there and tell us who those characters are, and we'll play you live. And you can own me, because I really should be owned by someone at this time. I need to be brought down to the mediocre level that I'm at this point. I really am not that.
I feel like that was like a backhanded
that was
dig.
Not. No, I'm just trying to.
Oh,
no.
Man.
No.
It's okay.
Okay, we'll play Guitar Hero soon.
I'm gonna take him out back after the show and show him who's boss.
Not sure what that means, but I kind of like it.
Moving on, of course you do. Moving on to our next story. Split Second, the game that I showed you earlier on in the show, is getting 3 new DLC packs in August. That's downloadable content for all of you guys out there. It's coming this month, and then they're going to have a major DLC pack in September. What they said is that the first 3 packs will consist solely of new cars. This is one of the screenshots of one of the new cars that you are going to be able to get. Now, it's the packs that are coming out in August, they said, are just going to be new cars, but the one coming out in September is supposed to be really big. So no pricing, exactly. No pricing has been offered for any of the packs, but the game's Facebook page says that the 3rd DLC pack will be free.
What?
Free.
I like
as
free.
a way of
It's
saying
good
thank you
point.
to our awesome community.
Yay.
So I just wanted to show you guys that.
So really quickly before we go on to your next story, Lon Harris, as usual, you're right. They are Marvel characters. I think I said Capcom characters. They are every character in the Marvel universe rendered in Capcom Mega Man style. So go to that website again and tell us what Marvel characters they are, because you're right. He said, I see Hulk, Ghost Rider, etc., and you're absolutely right. They are Marvel characters.
Yes. Well, to be quite honest, I didn't actually recognize most of them anyway. So.
Well, they're all 8-bit, so that's...
Exactly. All right, our next news story, you guys. There are 5 new awesome additions to the Call of Duty Black Ops multiplayer. Now, this was announced. I'm going to try to go over these as fast as I can, but this game is going to be massive, so I think it deserves a little bit of time. Now, as normal, customization is a big deal for any massively popular multiplayer game. You want your player to look different on screen so you can identify them and blah, blah, blah. Well, in the new Modern Warfare, you're going to be able to customize things like your emblem, your title, both of which will pop up on your opponent's screen when you kill them. Sweet.
Yeah, I love that.
As in the Modern Warfare before it, you could do that. But now it's going to allow you to customize the appearance of your red dot sight. Isn't that cool?
Is this footage of our showdown a couple of weeks ago? Because that's what that looks like to me.
I'm just going to ignore that comment.
I'm just kidding.
The guy in the trailer where the story came from used an adorable little smiley face. Isn't that cool that you can zero in on your enemies with a smiley face? You can stay in your first-person camera angle or hop out or free roam to anywhere on the map, which is cool, from the different games and put it into the same sequence with simple transitions. So you basically can create your own sequence and then play through it, which is pretty badass. So, and another new feature is you have the ability to dive to the ground in-game. Now, I'm not exactly sure how this is supposed to work control-wise, but I'm guessing, and then a lot of people online are speculating that it's going to be like a remapping of a button function. And I'm not quite... Honestly, I don't even know what diving to the ground in-game
I've always hated
means.
having to crouch down, because you get down on your knees first, and then you go... that's what she said, by the way. And then you go straight prone. You go prone. So it'd be better if you could... Sorry.
You made the
joke. It'd be better
joke.
if you could just dive forward. That'd be much better. I agree.
So, and all jokes aside, another cool feature is a camera spike. Now, this is kind of interesting. Some people think it's kind of pointless, but I like it. What it is you can plant it in a secluded corner of a room and then watch as people approach up on it, or watch as you approach up on it. But then the other side of it is that room that you've planted the camera in contains a flag. So your team has to guard it, because then everybody knows where the camera is, which doesn't really kind of make sense, but it kind of does at the same time.
So you can just look at the camera at any point, anywhere on the map. Anybody?
They showed it in the footage that we saw. You guys may have seen. What it is it's literally like a camera, and then there's a map in the upper right-hand corner. And so when you can see when enemies approach into that room, and then it also shows you when you're approaching into the room, apparently. So it's kind of a cool little feature.
I just thought that was a new kill cam when I was watching that. It looked like a new cool kill cam.
I never even thought about it that way. But it's not. It's not a kill cam. So, and then there's also a bunch of new armaments. The ballistic knife is a new feature that you can use in the Call of Duty Black Ops. Then there's also a new sticky grenade, I can say that properly. Napalm kill streak ability that brings fire from the sky. And a remote control bomb car kill streak ability. Say that 5 times fast. And the user-controlled rocket.
That sounds awesome.
Now, I don't know, obviously, the controls for all these, but they sound really awesome.
Sounds like this is getting a little bit of a Madden treatment, though. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to keep track of all this stuff in addition to what was offered initially.
You think it's going to be too much? I
don't know if I'm really going to be able to set up a specialized bomb, like car bomb, when I can just throw grenades at people. You know what I mean?
Well, I think that's part of, the whole modern warfare thing is that...
If you get really tactical about it, I suppose
Well,
it's
right, because
really
warfare today is so dramatically different than warfare was 50 years ago. There's all these cool new weapons that the military has. So I think... they're really trying to bring in some of that cool factor with the weapons to the new, Black Ops.
I think it's just going to frustrate me when I'm online and all of a sudden the car's exploding and people just know where I am and are going to kill me. That's the effect on me. But if you're really good at the game, I think this sounds awesome. I think it sounds awesome.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Another thing that may or may not sound awesome, depending on who you are, it sounds pretty awesome to me, is the new moved Heavy Rain on Move, as I like to call it. PlayStation Move being integrated with Heavy Rain. We got a couple of the first screenshots. So that's the icon right there, that instead of pressing A at the right moment to do it, you will actually have to like put down your remote, or no, lift up your remote in order to pick up that candle. So you're actually going to be mimicking picking up the candle. That, you know, you actually have to swipe down to hit the dude over the head, or wait, are you him? No, you're her. Yeah, and then the third one, you've got to do the same thing to shoot a basketball. You got to lift your move remote.
What was really cool about, it was interesting when I saw that this story was, we were going to talk about this story today, is that I got to see this demo at the Sony PlayStation Move booth at E3. And it was really neat because obviously this game has already come out and they've just updated it for the Move.
Yeah.
And when you're holding the controller, there's like a sequence where you have to fight somebody, where you literally have to like shake the guy like this to like, and you like, throw him down. And I mean, I think for some people it's going to be a really interactive game, and then for the hardcore gamers, I think they're going to be like, just give me my buttons back.
Yeah, I don't know that I want to get all sweaty in a really cinematic game. This is not a suspense thriller. This is not Dead Space where you're supposed to be scared and active and like sweating out the fear. This is like a cinematic film noir experience. And if I have to get up and be like, ah, as opposed to like pressing the right sequence of buttons, this seems like a game that I would play with some popcorn in my left hand, you know, just press the right buttons at the right time. Check out the story, but it seems a little too active to me.
You know, that's been a big complaint about the PlayStation Move, because their whole bit about why they're better than the Wii is that, you know, well, we have, you know, we're going to do a first-person shooter with the Move.
Yeah.
And we're going to do these really graphic-heavy titles with the Move. It's going to be much more, it's like we've said before in previous shows, Wii HD.
Right, right.
You know, and it's an interesting argument to make for a lot of hardcore gamers out there who are really attached to all their buttons.
Yeah.
But I think it'll maybe opens up games like Heavy Rain to people that haven't played it before.
I think that in the future we're going to find out that there's a perfect median for games like this, where for games like this, minimal movement can be cool. Not like, for games like, you know, whatever they're going to call their version of Wii Sports, right? Where you get up and you're all active, that's perfect. For games like Gears of War, it's nice to not have to put a lot of effort into moving the controller. I could see, like, you know, aiming with the camera a little bit. I played some first-person shooters on Wii, and they work reasonably well. It's kind of cool, but would I want to do that over a 2-hour playing session? I don't know. And I think that in the future, we're going to figure out control schemes that work a little better, that are just that perfect amount, so that if I, you know, shifted a tiny bit, right, so you can calibrate it for yourself. If I shifted a tiny bit, a lot happens on screen, because after all, you are sitting in a couch. You're not in a gym. You're not working out, you know, unless you.
That's true.
Unless you're doing your you know, your workout game.
My
We
EA
exercise.
Active, one of my favorite Wii games.
There you go.
Yes, which I'm really excited about for
So
Kinect.
this next story is less of a story and more of an explanation. Some of you may be asking, wow, why is Michael talking about Two Worlds so much? Fair question to ask. I'm actually not going to explain myself. I'm going to let a 30 or so second clip from IGN.com explain this for me. So if we could, just roll it.
Most players will be more interested in the absolutely ridiculous crafting and spell customization options in Two Worlds 2. All items in Two Worlds 2 can be broken down into their component parts, and all items can be upgraded from those component parts. This can either make them more powerful by themselves, or add slots in those items for jewels that grant magic abilities. Spells, in the meantime, are created by using magic cards in a slot system. Up to 6 cards can be combined with virtually any combination of effects, like ice bolts that fire out ricocheting lightning bolts that may or may not explode. You can also add spell multipliers to increase the number of projectiles fired by a spell and its damage multiplier, and other effects as well. Combine all of that with the now RPG standard robust character creation process and an interface that's been streamlined and tailored to the consoles where necessary, and has been kept intact for the PC, and Two Worlds 2 is poised for much more success than its predecessor.
Well, there you go. I'm a nerd. So
I think it's been established that you're a nerd.
Yeah, I mean, that excites me. I was just watching it with like the eyes of anybody. Like if my mom were watching that, would she know what the heck is going on? And no. It's true. It's very specific to people who like D&D style dungeon crawler games where you collect loot, you make your character, you build your character up. And that's me. And I think this game has a chance. It could suck when it comes out. It has a chance of doing some really cool stuff. You didn't know you could be Gandalf, did you? Like I totally looked like Gandalf.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, well, you can't, but he looks like Gandalf anyway.
Okay.
So that's my brief explanation of why I think Two Worlds 2 has a chance to kind of rock.
All right, well, I guess only time will tell.
Yeah.
So moving on to our next story, you guys, The Sims Medieval has been announced. We do have some screenshots that we're going to play for you right here. We don't have any footage yet, just some screenshots. Now, you may have asked yourself with the past, sorry, I was reading the wrong story there. Electronic Arts, EA, they have a brand new Sim series. You guys know and love The Sims. Sims Farm was my favorite, actually, in case you wanted to know.
Sims Farm?
Sim Farm, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like the regular Sims games, but with, of course, castles, knights, and evil sorcerers. Now, the aim of Sims Medieval is to craft a kingdom full of kings, queens, blacksmiths, knights, wizards, and bards. Whatever a bard is. And the
Get to sing a bunch.
players can undertake quests such as recovering a legendary sword or slaying villains. And each kingdom gets an overall ambition as usual. The way it develops changes with each game. So it looks pretty cool. I like medieval times, and I haven't been into some of the recent Sim games, so maybe this will get me back in.
Medieval Times is this really great restaurant where they serve you like chicken legs and mutton. It's really awesome.
I've been there. I've been to the one in Chicago, actually.
Wenches serve you, and you see like people fight on horses.
You know what the funniest part about going to Medieval Times is, though, is that the wenches serve you Pepsi.
Wow.
Isn't that like a little ironic?
It is weird. I definitely had, it wasn't beer. What was it? It was, what did they call beer back in the day? Give me some mead.
Mead, yes, that's what it is.
That's what it is. I actually had a terrible time.
I could go for a mead right now, actually. Sounds quite delicious.
I agree. So the last story we have for today is a doozy. I don't know if you guys know, you might want to sit down for a second, but FacePilot was released for the DSi. It's DSiWare. It's only downloadable, and we're actually going to play this. I'm not going to talk over it, so crank up the sound, sit back, and enjoy the stupidity. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. According to IGN's review, which, by the way, pegs it as abysmal, this game is best played on the toilet because it's the only time where you're like in a crouched position where it will actually work. It looks so retarded. I'm tempted to get it just to see myself as like a ridiculous thing on the game. It looks so dumb. I love it.
I think it's a game for like 5-year-olds.
Yes,
and maybe 30-year-olds who've had one too many shots of tequila.
That's right. You might just want to buy it for the novelty. You can only download it on DSiWare on the Nintendo DSi. So enjoy it or don't enjoy it. And that's that. We're now going to go into bonus points. We played this a couple of weeks ago where Lon asked us 5 questions each, and we had to answer them, obviously. We don't know what the questions are, but today we are here. We're joined by our producer, Derek. Come on down. Derek, our producer, is going to come in, and he's going to quiz us. I don't know if we have the crazy, like, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire music, do we?
We don't have any music. Well, we do have music. It's very fun. Very fun.
I'm a little scared.
Is it a music question?
There might be a music question.
Yes.
There might not.
Okay.
But there is.
All right, so for you guys, if you guys didn't catch our first bonus point segment, what it is Derek is going to ask us a series of questions, video game related, and Michael and I are going to keep score, and whoever has the most points at the end wins the game.
That's right. Here we go. Without further ado, is there any crazy music we can get on? Just makes it fun. It makes our blood pump.
Why are you doing that to them? Why are you doing that to them?
No.
That's how I roll.
That's okay.
All right. First question.
Okay.
First question.
Okay, I'm ready.
What is the best-selling Game Boy game of all time?
Do we, wait, we either
Whoever
one,
first.
Can I buzz in?
Buzz in.
I'm going to go with Super Mario
Wrong.
Land.
Legend of Zelda.
Wrong again. It is Tetris.
Oh, duh.
You're just going to keep asking us questions until somebody gets something right?
That's right. Name as many of the ghosts in Pac-Man as you can.
Casper?
Nope.
Fred?
Nope.
Daisy.
No.
How could I not know this? I just played this game.
Seriously.
I don't know the names of the ghosts.
Terrible.
The pink one.
Pinky.
Yes,
Pinky.
Pinky.
Yes.
I said
No,
Pinky.
I'm giving it a try.
I said Pinky.
Give it to Andrea.
Note this moment, people.
Okay. Ready? Here's
I
your
said Pinky.
Here's your musical question. Name this tune. The one that's
Nothing.
not playing yet.
Hold on.
Silence.
Maybe not.
Technical difficulties?
It goes.
Oh, here we go.
What game is it from?
Oh gosh, I know this. This
We
is
get a
Mega
little
Man.
ball-
Mega
we
Man.
get a-
Yes.
1-1.
Okay.
Damn.
It's actually 2-0, but that's cool.
What is the best character
Saying.
to play in Super Mario Bros. 2?
Yoshi.
Luigi.
Both wrong.
Mario.
Princess Peach.
She is the
She
best.
floats.
She flies.
And last question for the win. What is the best video game inspired costume that you can wear?
Master Chief.
I don't know about that. I would definitely say
You're just stalling.
Zelda.
I'm gonna give it to her.
Yes!
Whatever.
Andrew wins.
What in the
Andrew
world?
wins.
This thing is
He's
rigged.
just taking pity on me because he picked Halo 3 last
Whatever.
week.
Oh my gosh. All right, congratulations.
Have fun, kids.
Thank you, Derek. Thanks a lot. So we actually have time to leave you. Actually, on the way out, we're going to play extra special footage that Andrea queued up for us.
No, it was funny. We get in some people talking in this. I know. I was thinking about a really fun magical costume, and Zelda was the first thing that came to mind. But if I was going to actually wear a video game costume for Halloween, I would probably do Milena from Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
It would be like, because on Halloween you got to do like Sex Kitten,
Yeah, totally.
and she's kind of like kick-ass Sex
Is she
Kitten.
like Katana? I don't even know who Milena is.
You don't.
Who's Katana? Who's Milena?
She is like, the princess, the sorcerer's daughter.
Huh.
Anyway,
Interesting.
we're talking about my cool little clip that we're gonna end the show with. I found this on YouTube, and it's a trailer for a video game that I think everybody out there watching this show has played at least one point in their life. It was originally a PC game, and you know and love this game, so we're gonna come back after the video's over and say our goodbyes, but I just want to show you guys this real quick. I'm not gonna say anymore, we're just gonna play it, okay? Okay, watch.
Their dreams were dying in Independence, Missouri.
Folks around here are taking the trail to Oregon. I reckon we ought to do the same.
The Oregon Trail?
It'll cure the boredom.
We might learn a thing or two.
You won't learn anything.
They packed up and left the only home they've ever known.
Pa thinks he knows everything. I can't wait to start my new life in Oregon.
What new life? You're gonna be a carpenter, just like him.
Nobody wants to be the carpenter! I'll take 4 oxen, and all the bullets $1,600 will get me.
Want any food or spare parts? Each person will consume.
No, shopkeep, just the bullets. Just the bullets.
Now, they'll learn quickly that the trail is no game. It's survival.
This trail is filled with thieves, engines, and horror I dare not say. You will die on this trail, just like old Poopface.
Pa! I got me another one! That's over 1,400 pounds of meat!
But son, we can only carry back 10 pounds.
Ride the adventure.
Hey, out of that brush! You're gonna get a snake bite!
Ride the drama.
Down here and help me cock this wagon. Dad, I told you I don't want to be a carpenter. I want to be a banker. Banker's not going to help me ford this river.
Ride the trail.
How did your brother get dysentery?
Ow, 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 ow.
In the first film based on the hit educational video game.
We knew that this would be difficult. Not many people will get there. But we will make it.
The Oregon Trail. Coming soon.
Wow. I'm surprised by how the high budget that trailer was.
You know, the
That's
first time
intense.
I saw it too, I was like, wow, the production value on that is amazing.
Man.
But the thing is a friend of mine told me that this is actually going to be a real movie.
No, this one?
Yeah.
This
I was like,
exact
no, that was a
cast.
spoof, right? And he's like, no, it's like a real movie.
Wow. I'll
So
watch it.
only time
for
will
free.
tell. We'll
if
see.
it's free, I'll watch it. That'll
You're
be
like,
funny.
I'm not paying.
No. don't know if I'd pay to watch an Oregon Trail movie unless it was like everybody was saying it was the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, right.
Thank you for bringing that to my attention. That
no
was
problem.
really well done.
And on that note, please close the show out for us.
All right, so next week we've got another showdown. We are going to play a gamer live. We are. And we've got another top 5. And Andrea's got another exclusive interview behind the scenes at Konami.
Yes, it's going to be really exciting.
Thank you to the following websites: thebitbag.com, Destructoid, Gamasutra, Kotaku, Joystick, Max Console, IGN, Game Trailers, G4 TV, GamePro, and Gazelle.com, our new sponsor. Thank you for the whisper shout out. I think they had us on a wide there when you were.
I'm just really anxious to go home and check out how much my old digital cameras are worth.
much.
I'm not going to lie. I have 3 of them in a closet at home.
Gazelle.com. It's amazing. And so, my name is Michael Ludden. You can find me on Twitter at Michael_Ludden, Ludden. You can also find me on YouTube, Ludden Media. What is your name?
Hi, I'm Andrea Renee. Welcome to This Week in Video
We're having too
Games.
much fun right now.
Yeah, we are. We're getting a little goofy in studio here, you guys. Please just go with the ride and have fun with us. You can find me on Twitter at Andrea Renee. You can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Andrea Renee. Don't forget, you guys, if you aren't fans with us on Facebook on our This Week in Video Games page, please stop by and visit. We post all the shows there, and of course, any individual game reviews, interviews, things like that. So, being friends with us on Facebook. You can also email me at Andrea@thisweekend.com.
And you can email me at Michael@thisweekend.com.
Yes.
You can email us at videogames@thisweekend.com. Lots of ways to communicate with us.
Yes, absolutely.
Another way, Twitter at TWI Video Games. You can definitely send out your suggestions to us, comments, whatever. We want to hear it. It's enjoyable. And next week, we're definitely going to try to have a That Just Happened moment, because we haven't had one of those on the show yet. I want to be able to have an awkward pause and then have a That Just Happened moment. So we're going to work on that for you, but for right now, it's game over.